Hello students, welcome to the Learning Square. In this lecture, I will be talking about the lab part for the Austin Animal Shelter data. This is going to cover the lab portion till the Z score which was covered in the theory classes. So let's get started. So let's first look at the data that we are studying. So we have data of an animal shelter which has the following fields. So you have an impound number which is given to every dog or cat which is coming into the shelter, the intake date, the date on which the animal was bought in, the type, whether it was a stray dog, an owner surrendered dog or cat, public assisted. So this kind of categorical data. Then the type of animal is either a dog or a cat. The neutered status, whether it is spayed or intact. Then the gender, whether it's a female or a male. The age at the time of intake, condition, so it is again a categorical field in which you have either injured or normal. Then you have a breed, so depending on the cat or dog, whatever it is, the breeds which have been identified, whether it is aggressive, so it's a binary field, N for no, Y for yes, independent or not, intelligent or not, loyal or not, social or not, good with kids or not, the maximum expectancy of the life of a particular breed that you have, the maximum weight which is expected according to the breed, the dog group. So wherever there are dogs, for that specifically you have the type of dog, whether it's a toy dog, terrier, sporting, whatever kind of category it is. Then the color of the animal, the weight of the animal when it is bought in, the lab, in case there are certain tests which are run, those details are given here, otherwise it's written no lab test. Outcome date is the date when the pet leaves. So that's the date. And then outcome type. How did the pet leave? So whether it was adopted, returned to the owner, humane euthanasia, so whether it was killed on humane basis. So it's again a categorical field, and the number of days spent in the shelter. So this is the kind of data that we have for this particular assignment. Now let's start going through the questions that we have. Our primary research question is, how many days do animals spend in a shelter before they are adopted? That's the question that we are basically seeking an answer for. And there are certain questions which are built up to ultimately reach to that conclusion. So as we go through the assignment, we will break up this question into various parts. So first we analyze the data. How many variables are there in this data set? So like before, I will first import all these files which are mandatory, load my drive, Google Drive. So the account which has this particular file, I will load that particular drive. Now I give the path. So inside the stats folder, there's a file called animals.csv which we just saw. This is the animals.csv. I will read it into A, which is now a data frame. If I see the data frame value, this entire data set is now inside A. So you can see here there are 473 rows and 24 columns. So here the first question was, how many variables are there? So there are 24 variables, which we can see here. So the answer is 24. Now the next question is, how many of the first 10 animals in the data set were adopted? So for this, what we will do is, so we will take the header data frame. So for this, what we are doing is, from the A, we are taking the head and specifying 10 values, and we put it into the header data frame. So header data frame now has all these values, but only 10 of them. Now either what we could do is, we could manually find out how many of the first 10 animals were adopted. We could either read out the outcome, because this is here, so we can either read out these out of 10. Otherwise, a good way to do it is that we, from the header, I extract this particular column here. So to be able to extract a column, we know that we need a square bracket, and we give the field name here, and then we put a dot value here. So there are certain methods which are described here. So we use the value underscore counts method. So here it tells me all the kinds of different values that this assumes and the number taken by each value. So for adoption, you can see there are 4 values. So the answer will be 4 here. Was the first owner surrendered animal in the dataset neutered? So I'm looking at the first owner surrendered animal here. So you can say here intake type owner surrendered. The first one is the 6th row here. So I can simply say header and I can give the I location. In the I location, you know that we specify the row number. So I specify 6 and I get all the details of this particular 6th row. And whether it was neutered, so it wasn't neutered, it is intact. So I will say no. Then we check the variable of interest. So what variable tells us the length of time an animal stayed in the shelter? So if you remember, this is the data set that you have, and the last value, which was days.shelter, is telling us the number of days spent. So this will be the correct answer. What type of a data variable is it? It's a numerical type. What variable tells us if the animal was adopted? So the second last column, outcome type, tells us whether it was adopted or not. So here outcome.type is the answer. What kind of a variable it is? It is a categorical variable because there are categories defined here. Now we reflect on the method. So we are actually looking at this question. So before we go ahead and solve this question, we need to understand what kind of a descriptive statistics will we use. So we will use descriptive statistics. But why are we using it? Because we want to basically be able to see the distribution here. So we'll use descriptive statistics to be able to analyze a quantitative variable. So we are looking at the number of days spent and we know that it's a quantitative variable. So that is why we'll be using descriptive statistics. We should generate a histogram for the distribution. Why are we doing this? We are generally doing this because obviously we want to know the shape of the distribution, whether it's a normal data or not. Then according to the skew and everything like we discussed in the theory, we should be able to go ahead and solve our case for a mean value, the median value and everything. Again we come back to the question. The primary question was how long do animals stay in the shelter before they are adopted? So we break down this analysis into certain parts. Now find the number of animals that were adopted. So we want to first find a data set. We want to create a data set which has just the adopted animals. So here from the A data frame, we take the outcome type and we equate it equal to adoption. So by this we are able to extract a true false kind of a data frame which will tell us that adoption is the outcome type, and we put it inside A to be able to get the entire data frame of adopted animals. So once we run this, you will be able to see that this is the data frame that we generate, and just to check, you will see the outcome.type is always going to be adoption for this entire data set. So now that we have our data frame in place, we wanted to find out the number of animals which are adopted. Let's just look at the shape of the adopted. So we know that 204 animals were adopted because it has 204 rows here. So that's the correct answer. Pull out only adopted animals are adopted. We've already written that. Pull out just the days in shelter for adopted animals in days to adopt. The last column here was telling us days in the shelter. So we just extract that. It should tell us days to adopt from the adopted data frame. So like you can see, days to adopt is a vector which has 204 values, and we have the days for each and every animal adopted given here. We wanted to plot the histogram. So you want to find out for the days to adopt this particular vector. We are just plotting a histogram, whether this is skewed or not. So yes, you can see it's a skewed data. And what kind of a skew value it has? It has 2.362 value, which is a high value, highly skewed data. So moving ahead in the questions, how would you describe the shape of the distribution? So you know it's a positively skewed data. You can see here it's a positively skewed data. Which measure of center and spread should you report for this data? So we know that for a skewed data, we should be reporting the median and the IQR, which is the interquartile range for the spread, and for the center, we should use the median value. Enter the numerical value for the center. So for the center, obviously if I use days to adopt describe, I will get all these values here, which is basically the count, the number of values, the mean value, the standard deviation, the minimum value, the first quartile, the median, the third quartile, and the max. So here I want to find out the center. So my center will be determined by the median here, which is going to be the 13 value. I could also find out the median using np.median. The spread would be given by the interquartile range. And I could find out the interquartile range by just subtracting Q3 minus Q1, which will be 30. Now, moving further ahead, it looks like one adopted animal spent much more time in the shelter than the others. So, you can see here, there's one animal which is spending extra time here. So, how many days was this animal in the shelter? So, specifically if I look at this, so I can look at the max value 211. So, this is 211 here. What was the z-score for the particular animal? Rounded to the nearest 1 decimal space. So, the z-score, as we already know, is, how do we determine it? Max minus mean divided by the standard deviation. So, we just use this formula to be able to evaluate the z-score. And if we round it off to 1 decimal space, it will be 5.1. That's the answer that we get here. Why should we not report a z-score for this animal even though we can calculate one? So we already know that the distribution is skewed. So since the distribution is skewed, we will not report this. Now let's review the descriptive statistics. What does descriptive statistics tell us? It tells us what the distribution of a variable looks like. We already have done this in the theory part. Which of the following are examples of descriptive statistics? The mean and standard deviations of a distribution are descriptive statistics. One of the following questions will be answered in the lab using descriptive statistics. Select the question that can be answered. So how much do adult cats and dogs weigh? Yes, we can find out that. Which animals were adopted but should have been returned to the owner? No, we can't judge that. Does the age of an animal determine whether or not it will be adopted? No, we can't really determine because we're not doing machine learning here. So from descriptive statistics, we can't do this. Does being in the shelter make dogs more aggressive? We don't have any such data, so we'll not be able to assess that. Compare the weight of adult cats and dogs at the shelter. How typical would it be to find a 13-pound cat? What about a 13-pound dog? Now for this, we'll again break this question into various parts. How many adult dogs are there in the shelter? So for this, I will use this particular code here. I will say age intake is greater than 1. Then it's an adult and I put it into an adult data frame here. So here it's going to be wherever the age is greater than 1, it's coming in an adult. So for this, what we will do is we will say adult animal type, because this is telling us the type of animals that we have. So we have either dogs or cats, and I do the value counts. I get the number of dogs here and the number of cats here. So I have 226 dogs. That's the answer. How many adult cats? So we know 56. What is the shape of the distribution for the weight? So let's plot the weight first. So we'll extract the weight. Here we've taken out another for adult dog. I've extracted this into a data frame where animal type is dog from the adults. So right now this data frame will have all dogs which are adults. Then we plot the histogram for the adult dog weight. So this is the kind of distribution that we get. What is the shape? So it is again a positively skewed data, you can see here. Similarly for adult cats, we will have another data frame. This looks like normal distribution. We plot it. So it's almost normal. Which measure of center should be used to describe the average weight of adult cats? So for adult cats, the measure could be mean here. So because this is a normal distribution, average adult cat weighs in pounds. So we want to find out the average. So we'll just find out the mean and report it as an average here, 8.6. That should be the answer. What is the standard deviation for weight of adult cats? down to 2 decimal places. For standard deviation, we simply use np dot standard deviation std. Find out this and round it off and give it the answer here. What is this z-score of 13-pound adult cat? So for the z-score, so I'm trying to find out for a 13 point this. So the value is this minus the mean divided by the standard deviation. If I find out the z value, it's going to be 2.2999, which is 2.23 approximately. Which of these best describes the location of 13-pound adult cat? So z, since z is 2.3, it's obviously more than 2 standard deviations above the mean because it's a positive value. So I hope this is clear. This is from the theory that we have already studied. So looking at this question, what proportion of adult cats weigh more than 13 pounds according to your data? Looking at this table, if you remember, we're trying to find out what is the value for this particular z-score here in terms of percentage. So we know that for our z-score, it is somewhere here, 2.29, and we're trying to find out the percentage. So we already know how to read this table and to be able to get values from this. Now we are trying to do it using computers. So we just have a simple function here for the normalized values. So 1 minus norm, and then we take the cumulative distribution function. Once we do this, we'll get the values which will be lying above this. The percentage which will lie above this, which you can get from the tables also. Looking now at the descriptive statistics for the weight of adult dogs. Okay, so now we are looking at the adult dogs, and for a 13-pound adult dog, what is the quartile in which it lies? So again, we'll find out the z-score. First, we plot the histogram, and then we find out the z-score. The z-score is minus 0.96. So it is lesser than the average value here. So it will lie in the Q1 quartile. You can see here, Q1 is basically, if you remember, one standard deviation on either side. So that is why it will lie in the first quartile. What percentage of adult dogs in the shelter weigh more than 13 pounds? So since this is in the first quartile, there will be 75% will be above this weight. Then again, there are certain questions further on. What was the most common way that dogs arrive in the shelter? So intake type, what's the most common intake type? So you can find out again the value counts and look at the intake type. What proportion dogs were brought to the shelter as owner surrendered? So you can do these questions on your own and finish the lab. So I hope this is clear. In case you have a problem, please ask me. Thank you.